The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Black Lincoln Collective, its guests, or decent human beings. You have been warned. The robot revolution will begin in 3, 2, 1.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Welcome to the Black Lincoln Collective podcast.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'll make it pop.
With your host, Parker. Featuring the sultry sounds of Fred and also Allan on the board.
Let's go already!
And now, let's start the damn show.
It's never the chick. I never get this shit.
Welcome, one and all, to the 91st edition of the Black Lincoln Collective podcast. Oh. The podcast 2 out of 3 hosts recommend. I'll let you pick who doesn't recommend it. It's me. You can keep up with us at blcpodcast.com, or please drop us a like or a follow on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and our TikTok, influencing ones of people to join. Fred, I couldn't say it. Scientology every day. The influencing ones of people to join. It was going to be Fredentology every day with autocorrection. So, and of course, we also have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/blcworld. Support us so we can keep bringing you the most up-to-date news of 1993. We are, of course, brought to you by the Pop Culture Pros Network. Check them out at popculturepros.com. And now it's time for everyone's favorite middle-aged Danny Glover lookalike. It's Fred. My favorite part of the show.
Riggs! I
looked up young Danny Glover, and I was like, nope.
No, it's still old Danny Glover. Young Danny Glover is old Danny Glover. Yeah.
Yes, he's always been old.
He's always been him and Morgan Freeman. You know what I'm saying?
Bored old boy.
Bored old.
Welcome.
And I'd like to welcome our esteemed guy on the board, Allan, OTB, on the board, baby.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
You are steamed. Steaming up.
I'm a steaming pile of shit.
Oh, there you go. We'll probably name the show that. Sounds great. So welcome to the show. We're so glad you joined us this week. We are now officially on the countdown to 100 episodes.
Wow.
Only 9 more to go. 10 if you include this one. So I think, or is that, I don't know. I'm not very good at counting.
How does it work? I don't know.
It's somewhere between 9 and 16 episodes left to 100.
Okay. Well, we got time.
It could be. Yeah,
we got time.
No. We'll prepare. We promised, ladies and gentlemen, to prepare these next 9 episodes exactly the way we prepared for the first 91.
I don't want to skip out. People don't want that new. They
minimal.
Want the same old.
That's why we give them the hottest news from 1993, Fred.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. I'm your host, Fish McWilliams.
Fish.
I'm probably never going to change that. Like, I'll be honest with you, I love that name, man. It's such a good name. The real Fish McWilliams, who's like 6'8", 386 pounds, is going to murder me.
You're going to stand in line with Edith's pussy and at the name change office?
I am not.
What?
You are welcome to.
Edith's pussy.
Okay. Here we go. Edith Ussy, I believe.
Edith's pussy.
No, he's at a P. He definitely is at a P.
Edith Ussy. Yeah, okay.
Oh, wow. So, this is probably the last show. The P will be silent. What? So welcome to the show, everybody. We're so glad you joined us. You probably regret it, but we don't regret it because we don't know.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah,
tuning in. Like, I see that's how old I am. I'm still tuning. I'm tuning my internet.
Thanks for finding us on the dial. If you want to contact the show, just dial Klondike 914.
We on AM internet.
You have to sit and let the show buffer for a couple hours.
You got at least have 150,000 watts.
Well, Fred, I'm telling you, man. Yes, exactly. Please do. Well, the good news for our listeners, Fred, and maybe, I don't really know, probably bad news for us and most other podcasters, but good news for our listeners is that there is a writer's strike in Hollywood right now, which means we're the only podcast producing original content. That's right. If you want to call this original, then there is.
I'm calling Hollywood. I'm a scam. I'll scam for him.
Oh, yeah, me too. You're right. You want to write fucking an episode?
I'll write Jimmy Fallon's.
Easy. I wrote something already. See, I should be on strike too. I guess I need to be on strike too because of this. Shit, I'm going to be in trouble. I am the scab. I come to find out. Well, so Fred, the first Hollywood strike in 15 years began on Tuesday, which pressures of the streaming era prompted unionized TV and film writers to picket for better pay outside of major studios, a work stoppage that's already leading to most late night shows airing reruns. Mm-hmm. So
they got a great idea, man.
Well, the reason they're doing it is because people are not getting paid very well in the streaming era, because a good portion of writers, not that I would know this, but I can read, a good portion of writers' salaries and money comes from when they write something and then it's played in reruns and they get the residuals,
royalties,
the residuals from it, and the royalties, and that I guess in the world of streaming, since nothing is really ever a rerun, everything is just you see it as you see it. It's not like they play it again anywhere.
You can't sell it.
You would think maybe they could work something out where it's you got this many streams.
I don't know. Would Netflix do that? Would they be like, yo, I got this original content?
I don't know, man. Netflix is pretty fucking hard.
It's been on our shit for fucking 10 years. You want it? Apple?
Netflix is pretty harsh, man. The headline that I saw was Netflix is mad about the writer's strike because it's causing them to slow down the shows that they cancel. Because they just cancel so many damn shows.
They
all
do,
the time, man.
They really do.
I'm sad. I'm sad for the writers, and you think about it, that's a thankless job, man. Being a comedy writer or any kind of writer.
Any kind of writer, yeah.
I mean, some shows don't even feel like they have writers, but they do.
Right.
I mean, without the writers, the Jimmy Fallon's and Jimmy Kimmel and Corbett, there wouldn't be nothing.
They'd be just like us.
Right, yeah.
Because we don't have our writers went on strike a long time ago.
They're deliverers. You know what I'm saying?
The DLC writer went on strike in 1986.
Yeah, or something.
We're not gonna
quit on us.
We're not playing. We're the scab team, guys. The real hosts will be here eventually. Once the strike is over, they'll be back. I promise.
My grandfather used to write for Happy Days. This is my blood.
Oh no!
Well, you were in you remember you were in Lethal Weapon, so you would know.
Yeah, I was in Lethal Weapon.
So it says there's too much work and not enough pay. Said Sean Crespo, a 46-year-old writer whose credits include the former TBS show Full Frontal with Samantha Bee.
No, I don't watch it.
No. Well, then you just ruined. You're the reason he's striking, bitch. So SNL had scheduled a new episode for the other day, and it's canceled now.
They canceled it too.
All the Tonight Show, Daily Show, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Late Night, all reruns through the week.
But see, you know what?
Try to rate them.
If you hadn't told me, I probably wouldn't have noticed.
Well, I wouldn't have noticed because I'm asleep.
Yeah, I
it wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered to me. You know what I mean? But
what is Fox News going to do without people, without writers?
Write our lies.
Yeah, they're like, we don't know. Well, do we have to tell the truth for a week? Shit.
No, they'll just do the same thing they've been doing.
Yeah, they just run reruns. None of these elderly motherfuckers.
Reruns, yeah.
Donald Trump was elected.
Tucker Carlson's back on.
Tucker Carlson back on.
I saw the weirdest thing today, man. I saw some guy.
He got fired, man.
No, they're like, oh, fine. My dreams are coming true. He's anti-woke. I saw something today where some guy was walking through Central Park, in New York, and Tucker Carlson, let's just call him Tucker Carlson was talking. I'm a baby Tucker Carlson. That's kind of what it sounds like. Anyway, but he was fly fishing in the river, East River, whatever river runs through Central Park. Is there a river that runs through Central Park, Allan? or a pond of some sort.
Yeah,
Some sort of water.
There's a pond. There's a pond.
And he was like fishing, and the guy's like, "Hey, can you fish here?" And he's like, "Yes." And then he's like, "I like fly fishing," and like just talking like a normal dude.
Yeah,
which made me feel weird. Like I was like, "Is this like some sort of scam to make him feel like he's not a crazy person?"
Yeah.
Or is it that he's not a crazy person? He's just made out to be a crazy person on the thing that he put his name on. And it confuses me.
That was part of the problem with the Dominion thing. You know, he was saying one thing, and then behind the scenes, he was like, "Man, I don't believe none of this shit."
Right?
Yeah,
all of them were doing
like that. I saw there's I think it's a congressman. Yeah, he's congressman from North Carolina, and he goes like on Facebook and shit. You know,
the white dude.
The white guy, he tells updates. And he was, in one of his things, he was talking about how, like, Marjorie Green Taylor or
outside
Marjorie Taylor
chambers,
Green, outside the chambers, outside them cameras, she ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? They just doing that shit to rile people up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that's their job. They're supposed to
that's the opposite of their job.
Yeah,
man. Now it is. Now their job is to get everybody against each other to forget what they're doing.
Well,
it's like, hey, you guys are fucking up, not us.
Right.
Yeah, everyone else they're doing, you know. Hell, I used to do that to my kids. Like, no, it was your fault. You didn't. Not bad parenting.
You ate the last slice, bitch.
Yeah, it's like I knew it. You know, you guys don't want to share here. Give me that, and I ate it. You know, and it was like, it's not bad parenting.
Everybody's mad at me. Yeah, everybody's mad. So.
That's fair. I've been there on that one. So, I think it's crazy, man. Like I said, it was jarring to see him like be a normal person. Yeah. Be like, here, let me show you about fly fishing. And like, what a random.
So Tucker was fishing?
Yeah, Tucker was fishing, and this guy came up to him, and like, I don't know that if he knew who he was or if he recognized him or not, you know, but he was like, hey, are you allowed to fish here? And he was like, yeah, you can fish here. You know, it's not a big deal. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. So, you know, like fishing or whatever. He's like, yeah. He's like, you know, I like to fish. I'm not from, he's like, are you from New York? And he's like, no, I'm not from New York. I'm here part-time, but I like to do what's called fly fishing. And so he kind of explains it, and he like opens up a little case and shows the guy the flies. Yeah. And he's like, see, you wrap them by hand. And like, it's kind of, he's like, it's really relaxing and everything. And then the guy, and he's like, so why are you filming me? The Tucker Carlson's like, Tuckle is like, why are you filming me? And the guy's like, oh, I have a YouTube channel or whatever, and I have followers. And he's like, oh, great. And then like, and that was kind of it. And like, but I was just like, what a weird, and like, it just boggles my mind.
Thanks for the time.
He's like, oh, I like the fly fish. That's a hard one to say. Yeah. I throw the flies in the water after I whap them. and Hunter Biden did everything. Hunter Biden is the bad guy, guys. Like kids on politics. Actually, that is a show I would watch.
Kids on
politics.
Yeah, dude, you wouldn't watch that if they're like, oh, Mr. Biden fell down and ate chocolate chip. And they're like, and Miss Green said there were mean things. She's a meanie. I don't like her.
Mitt McConnell have a turkey neck.
Yeah. He looked like McConnell is dead. Is he dead?
Mitch McConnell?
Did he go see my grandma?
He looks like a turtle, man.
He does look like a turtle. He looks
like a tortoise.
Yeah, he looks more like a turtle than Dana Carvey did in Master of Disguise.
Yes, right. He looks like the tortoise from Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
Like the first
Master Oogway.
The old Master Oogway.
Yeah, but Oogway was cool.
Yeah, Oogway was cool.
Yeah, Oogway was
a douchebag. Okay, never mind. All right, let's continue.
Anyway, I don't even know where we're at. So they guess what, Fred? Let me tell you this. So the writers are on strike. I don't know if that's film and movie or film and TV, or if it's just TV. But I can tell you this. It's almost as if the writers for films have been on strike for 25 years.
Yeah, man.
Because once again, everything is a rerun.
Let's just keep churning out the same.
Maybe that's their trick. Maybe they're tricking us because they're like, oh, we got to hook these guys up with residuals. Yeah, and we'll just keep remaking the same movie over and over. We lost
exactly. They wrote the first one and they're just rewriting it.
Right.
But yeah, we've saw. There's just been too many.
Peter Pan saga.
The Peter Pan saga.
Yeah, they got a new Peter Pan out, man.
A new Peter Pan.
There's a new Peter Pan out.
So what does he do this time? He doesn't fly or something?
It's the same shit. What do you think Peter Pan would do? Just tell me, what do you think Peter Pan would do in a Peter Pan movie? And I'll tell you if Peter Pan did this in a Peter Pan movie that Peter Pan
pecked the pipe from Beckle.
Yeah. He drinks some
Pan, pickle, pepper.
I don't know.
So, well, I'm assuming he abducts kids in the night.
He did that.
Right. That's where the FBI should have stepped in initially.
He did that.
I don't even remember. And then he goes and takes them to Neverland.
He did that.
Which, from what I understand, is an allegory for dying.
Is it really?
That's what they said. Neverland is like dead.
Yeah, it's like dead.
Because back in the day when Peter Pan was written, I guess something was going on where kids were just dying left and right.
Probably the Black Plague.
I'm about to say the plague.
It was the Black Plague. The Peter Pan's not that old, is it?
The White Plague.
I don't know. I mean, there've been like 20 million revisions of it.
They're working on the rerun for that in 2020.
The original came out in 1953.
1953.
So close.
You got to ask a question. You got to feed it. Sound smart. I'm smart.
Honestly, I watched Hook, the one with Robin Williams, but
Hook was good.
I never watched it.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I just don't like, as a parent, I don't like the idea of like some dude creeping up in my second story window and abducting my children and flying them across the moon.
No shit, yeah.
The last cloud on the left.
In 2023, he's a pedo.
In 1956 or 53, he was a pedo. He was a jet pedo. That's a Disney joke. That's a Pinocchio joke.
I don't hear nothing but crickets.
There it is.
Ooh, get it.
Somewhere over the rainbow. I knew it. No, I got it.
Yeah,
it's just there.
Yeah, there you go. Jimmy.
Cricket.
He wrote the book in 19...
is that Lewis Carroll?
No, it's Barbary. J.M. Barbary.
Gerber.
But you know that he called Peter Pan after one of his sons, and his
name was Pan.
No, it was Peter, and he ended up the kid that he called Peter Pan after. He ended up killing himself.
Sure,
really?
Yeah.
That's why I wouldn't name my son Peter Parker. Yeah. Even though my wife got mad at me about it, and I was like, "No, it's unrelenting."
Yeah.
If you have a famous name,
especially now, like with all the
people are stupid.
Yeah,
because it would be like Fred, Jelly Bread.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. That's I got that. Like I think I told y'all about that before, but like when I was going to school, when I was going to middle school, no, not the Jelly Bread. Like when I was in like probably 6th, 7th grade, my cousin moved from Alaska. His name was Lamont. Man, we rode the bus together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, it was so easy. It was too simple. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wait a minute. He moved from Alaska?
Yeah, he moved from Alaska. My uncle.
Was he? I guess he was in the service.
My uncle.
He just really liked the cold.
Alaska. He just moved.
He wanted to be the first and last black person in Alaska.
Those are the first kind of memories I have of my uncle. Was I thought it was really weird that I have an uncle that lives in Alaska.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Who did he kill?
Are you sure it wasn't Nebraska?
And this was in.
Wait till the heat died down. Come on.
Oh yeah, this was in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So
there you go. Yeah, not many people
in Cali now. Is that the one?
No, he lives in Texas. His brother lives in Cali.
Okay,
he lives in Texas now.
Wow, weird.
Yeah, he was
Lamont.
Lived in
Are you
Alaska.
serious? His name was Lamont.
His name was Lamont. Yep, Lamont and Fred.
Lamont.
Every time I get on the bus.
Oh hell, but that's not.
I'd have been like,
actually, that's not bad because I mean, come on, Fred Sanford kicked ass.
I'm saying,
yeah,
dude,
it was cool, but I mean,
you could have faked heart attacks and all kinds of shit.
Non-relenting.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
This is like maybe I don't know if this is inappropriate or not, and I'm not trying to sully anyone, but my grandfather, was passed now, R.I.P.
Right,
but he passed a few years ago, and he was from the South, and he was very old. He was like 92 when he passed, so he was.
It's a racism.
Well, I don't want to say he. So he wasn't. It's funny because he wasn't like crazy racist or anything, but he used inappropriate terminology because that's what he grew up saying.
Right.
Like, he had no issue with anybody of any color. He was like, if you're good, dude, you're a good dude. If you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Which I totally get that. But he would still call them the N-word, which is not appropriate.
No, it's not.
Grandpa, even in hell or heaven, whichever one you're in, hopefully heaven, still inappropriate. But he lit up when Sanford and Son came on. Like, that was his favorite show. And I was like, so my whole
that's
life
all was like entertainers.
Well, that's what I was like, is this racist that he loves it so much? Or is it just that he really likes it? And I could never get an answer.
Right.
Because he'd be like, that's one funny end. And I'm like, that can't be. I'm 7 years old. Like, I know. Don't say the N word, Grandpa. Don't be Tucker Carlson.
That's too damn bad.
I'm like, oh, whoa. That M's the one that comes and trash.
Useless information. Red Fox wasn't going to do the show unless they had cast Esther. They didn't want to cast her, and he wouldn't do it. He was like,
really?
The show he wasn't going to do it.
I forgot Esther's real name.
Well, she's Esther to me.
Florence?
Yeah.
Something I'm saying.
Florence Henderson.
No, that was Florence.
Florence Johnson.
No, Florence was in Jefferson's.
Yeah, that was
Jefferson.
What's it? Florence Henderson? You said Florence Henderson. Okay, I didn't think about who Florence Henderson was.
Esther was played.
She wasn't black.
By LaWanda Page.
LaWanda Page,
who is awesome.
She was awesome. Yeah, Esther was awesome.
She died in. She lived a long time, man. She died in September of 2002.
Yeah.
Originally
I once saw her at the airport. Did
you?
Yeah, I saw her at the airport.
Random shit.
Yeah, this is random, and it wasn't actually. It was in LaGuardia. It was in New York, and she was walking down the thing. With a pocketbook. No, and I was like, "Hey, Aunt Esther!" And she was like, "Praise the Lord!" And kept on going.
Now Lamont is still alive.
Lamont's still alive.
Yep. 76 years old. He lives in Valdosta, Georgia, right down the road.
Really?
Yeah, Damon Williams. We got to try and get him on the show.
Let's go get him.
Let's go get him right now. Let's go abduct the shit out of him.
Let's go get that
right. Sure, he's like, I knew this was coming. Oh, no. It's the big one.
It's the big one.
There's some big whitey coming to get me.
Hey, Pops.
No, I love that show, man. You're right. You're absolutely right, though, Fred. And like, we don't normally talk about this kind of stuff, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very much like back in that day. It was like, oh, you're an entertainer or you're a garbage person,
a servant. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was saying like a garbage man. I didn't mean garbage person like a person made of garbage. I meant like a person who cleans up other people's garbage. So it's crazy, man. I'm glad that we haven't come very far since then.
No, because garbage people now make bank.
No, they don't. Not enough. Never enough.
Well, not the city people, but
dude,
like
when I was a garbage man, that was like the worst job. Okay, because that's one thing we have not. Thank God, in 91 episodes, we really haven't gone into my working.
I remember we did talk about.
We talked about your
we talked about when I was a garbage man.
You almost fell off the truck.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about the time I found the New Kids on the Block VHSs? And I was so excited because my sister was such a huge. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, no, there were too because they'd be like, all right, so if you see something you want, just tell us and we'll leave it on the curb and you can come back and get it after work. Like the TV or something. People just roll shit out. Mm-hmm. It's amazing what you can get for free out of the trash. I don't do that as often anymore.
Now it's called a yard sale.
No, now it's just called trash.
I see I follow a dumpster dive Reddit. No, and I was like, ooh, man, I want to really, no, I'm not going to do it.
You got too much time on your hands, man.
I know.
It would be fun.
You're jumping in fucking trash cans, man. You got way too much time on your hands.
No, just the right amount of time on your hands. You just stay on in there. No, I do say, I have seen that too, people, though, where people have gone and they was it GameStop or Target or whatever. The dumpster I'd be like, look, I found 71 copies of whatever Bad Fur Day, Conker's Bad Fur Day. Here's a life-size cutout of fucking Jabba the Hutt or whatever.
Halo DVDs, and then take it to your boyfriend's house and make his roommates watch them.
That sounds like two on the nose.
It happened.
New kids for you, friend. I wish I would have brought those New Kids on the Block VHSs home.
That's crazy. New Kids on the Block.
Those were the best days of my life. Step one. We can have lots of fun. Step two. I leave it up to you.
Yeah, look at man.
God, I wish I could sing.
Man, I didn't even know that song.
Did you go to the reunion tour?
You know what? I should have. And no, I never will. That's a no can do, man. Yeah. I tried.
I think it was like last year they were going around.
It was a couple years ago. Like, yeah, was Casey and the Sunshine Band and New Kids on the Block or something?
No, it was Casey and
the Sunshine Band was awesome.
No, it was like New Kids in
98
Vogue.
Degrees.
No, I don't think
that was a band.
Color Me Bad.
Color Me Bad, yeah.
That dude got some fat dude. Like, you remember Color Me Bad? Do you remember Color Me Bad?
I do, yeah.
Yep. So, like, everybody looked like somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, they had, like, the one guy that looked like Kenny G. The one dude looked like, they all look like, one looked like George Michael.
Yeah, one looked like George Michael. That's right.
Yeah. And the other one looked like one of them Vanillis.
That was looking up. If you're listening at home, look it up at Color Me BADD.
Yeah,
double D. Because they were double bad.
Double bad.
Like then we usually if you added an extra letter or something, it was
I want to sex you up.
But the one guy, like the lead singer dude, you know, like he was all chiseled with the vanilla ice hair and all that. Like, look at him now, dude. Oh my goodness, he's bigger than you, Matt. Like,
that's offensive to both of us.
Damn, that's big.
He's bigger than me. He's bigger
16
than me.
16 feet tall.
Yeah, he's a giant. He's
in the horse and carriage to carry his belt around his waist so that he can tie it at the end of the day.
Yeah, I was just like,
can't use a traditional belt. This is the piece of rope. It's a clothesline. It's two clotheslines tied together.
Two clotheslines.
Looped together. And the horse carries it all the way around. And then a week and a half later, it comes around and he's like, now I can go get something to eat.
Connected in the middle.
Just call me Color Me Bad.
Color Me Bad.
Color Me Bad.
Well, Fred, let me tell you. Double bad. Speaking of bad, Mr. Bad, I had a bad experience this week, Fred. Because I went, we were talking about movies earlier. My wife and I decided we were going to go to a movie. We didn't have any kids over the weekend.
Shut up.
And so we're like, let's go to a movie like people do.
Yeah.
I know this is very exciting, very gripping story.
I bet.
And we went and saw, and I'm not going to spoil it because it's still fairly new. But we went and saw Evil Dead Rise. Okay, because it was either that or the Nun's Exorcist or the Priest's Exorcist or something like that. And that was gross. Like I didn't like the
You didn't want to go see Dungeons and Dragons?
I don't know. I'm not. Why would I go see that?
I don't know.
I've lived that, Brad.
It's got Michelle Rodriguez in it.
You went to see what, The Exorcist?
I didn't go see the Pope's Exorcist. I went and saw Evil Dead Rise, which is like Evil Dead. It was crap. It's fine to admit it's crap.
No, it was decent.
It was crap. Yeah, okay, decent for crap.
Equals crap.
It was all right.
It was a decent amount of crap.
Right. Like it was a good crap. Good one.
It was like this.
Foul clearingly great.
It wasn't like this.
That was like nothing. It was like nothing. So anyway, I went and saw it, and it was pretty good. Like it was, it was about what I expected.
So you go get the popcorn and everything?
We did not get popcorn because we went and ate beforehand. And we ate a lot beforehand because we went to this Latino place and it was pretty good. Yeah. And then we went to the movie and I did get nothing. No, I got a drink. I got like $75 drink. No, I did get popcorn. You're right. I did. We got a medium popcorn. We got a medium popcorn.
Or he's changing. I don't know what
he was like $75. Yeah, I did get popcorn.
Literally was. No, it was $23 for a popcorn and a drink, which just seemed just right. So I was like, finally, I feel like
it's not a penny more, not a penny less.
Good call. So, but anyway, so we go there, we're watching the movie and everything. And like, I'm not going to spoil the movie. But most of the movie takes place in an apartment complex or like an older apartment complex. Right. And so kind of like, there's like a pivotal part of the movie where over and over, it's about the elevator. Right. And I'm not spoiling anything. There's an elevator in the apartment, ladies and gentlemen. Spoiled the whole movie. I knew you were just watching it for the is there an elevator? Is there not an elevator? I'll never know. So if they couldn't take the stairs because the devil or the demons potentially destroy the stairs, Fred. Oh. But I'm not going to tell you that because you don't need to know yet. But anyway, because they were like, can we take the stairs? And they're like, there are no stairs. They're just like, the stairs are gone. And I was like,
that's something that B would do. That's something.
Right. I was like,
elevators only, motherfucker. You know?
So, yeah, well, sure. He may have had a hand in this. He probably had a hand in what happened afterwards. So in the girl's in there and like the doors like start going in and out. And she's like, I'm to the elevator and stuff. And so it was very scary. Well, I didn't think anything of it. Went home, went to bed, whatever. And then Monday morning, we have an elevator at my job. Oh, shit. And it was funny to me because I was like, I'm going to take the elevator downstairs real quick because I'm lazy and I have a cup of coffee and I don't want to spill it. Right. So I go downstairs, no big deal. Talk to my peoples and get my fill up my coffee, go back upstairs. As soon as I hit that damn button, the elevator made some weird ass noises and the door started going like this. And I said, oh shit. Like immediately the first thing I thought was like, oh, I did it. I awakened the demon of this fucking whatever, wherever I work. And like, oh man, it scared the shit out of me. It ended up that the elevator obviously was broken and like the door closed like 90% of the way and then stopped. And I was like, I don't have my phone. I don't know what how am I going to like.
Did it start moving while it was open?
No, it didn't. And I was like waiting because I was like, should I like try to open the door myself? Because if it starts moving, I'm going to die, I guess.
Yeah. I won't.
Elevators are scary.
To be trapped in an elevator, man. Like, I think to myself, be like, okay, I'll be cool.
If I'd had my phone, I'd have been fine. I'd just stay there all day. Yeah. I'd be like, well, we're good. Just play all this Survivor.io.
If I'm trapped in there by myself, I think I'd be all right.
Do it.
I'll be okay.
What if you're trapped
but if I'm in there with like other people and they start freaking out?
What if you're in there with the... Yeah, you're like, oh, damn it! I knew this was going to happen.
Of love.
I'm so glad I let that dude rub my feet earlier today. Now I'm
in the mood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I need to, but like, if people start to freak out, then I'm probably gonna start freaking out.
You get a freak? See, I don't know. It depends on where you are too. Like, keep in mind, and this is again, honestly, this just goes to tell you more of my laziness than anything. It's only a 2-story building. So, but they're like, well, no, but like my bosses are like, dude, nobody ever used the elevator. Some people we should try to use it at least once a day so that it
just keep the gears.
Yeah, it doesn't break. You know what I'm saying? And so like, yeah, but I was super lazy, dude. And it was just because I had a cup of coffee and I was like, I don't want to walk up the stairs with a cup of coffee. Yeah. That's a recipe for disaster.
What if I spill it on myself?
Yeah, I'm like, I'll be so mad at my Joe Biden if I spill it on myself. Waterboy over the weekend as well. That didn't have anything scary in it. It was awesome. It's a great movie.
What was it? Waterboy?
Waterboy, yeah. It's such a good movie. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, so I freaked the hell out. And luckily, like I was able to pry the door open and they got a repair person. I say pry the door open. I literally just pulled it. Yeah. I was like, oh. And then I jumped out real quick. Because I was afraid, like, I was like, what if this shit's going down? I'm already on the base floor. Yeah, I was like, and I jumped down, and I was like, no, my coffee. And so, like, then I slowly reached back, got my coffee, and walked away. And didn't tell anybody it was broken. So, why would would you tell them if it was broken? You told me you wouldn't. So you told me you wouldn't tell people if the wing special wasn't on still, but you would tell them that. You would be like, oh, yeah, but the elevator's broken.
Yeah, elevator's broken. I'll tell somebody.
Who? What can they do?
The elevator man.
There's no elevator man that stands there. We don't have like the guy, the elevator attendant. It was like, I would love to, that would be the greatest job. Like going up, and they're like, well, yeah, there's only one way, dude.
Yeah.
I would ask every time, I'd be like, going up? And they're like, no, there's only, it's already
sideways, up. Sir.
No, and then I asked the elevator guy. So the elevator guy came the next day and I was like, hey, what was wrong with it? And he was like, oh, it's just this little screw here that you need to screw in. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, but like a weird job, don't you, man? Like, it's got to be weird to be an elevator guy. He's like, well, my last job I was working on, I was getting shot at while I was fixing the elevator. I was like, well, shit. I did not realize that elevator repair was so fucking dangerous, from a bullet perspective. Like, jeez. I thought it would be dangerous because you're like on an elevator.
Yeah.
But I did notice when he left, he did not. He hit the button and then walked down the stairs and made sure the elevator showed up at the bottom. He did not ride it down the stairs. So I was like, all right, maybe my days of using this elevator are over. So because he did, I'm like, if he's not sure about it, I should definitely not use it. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with some more of the Black Lincoln Collective podcast.
The Black Lincoln Collective podcast will return after a word from our sponsors.
Is it a short? Because they fucking trick you with those.
Yeah, it's a short.
They always put a hot girl. Welcome back to the Black Lincoln Collective. Always do it, though. It's always how they do it. They're like, here's a thumbnail of some like hot girl with like potentially her pants flying off or something. Yeah. And they're like, oh no, it was just a bunch of racquetball shorts. Like,
actually, I was watching it more because there was one doing the high jump, and the thing broke.
Oh,
and she went.
That's my biggest.
She went in between the thing, and there was like she was just sitting there, like.
Yeah, well, what else can you do? Yeah, you're flying through the air, and your stick is broken.
I couldn't do that. There's no way I could do that high jump thing with the stick.
This is the running.
Oh yeah, definitely the running.
The running.
See, I can do the jump, but I don't like the running part. Not that part. I feel like that's a dangerous.
How high is it? How high is it?
As high. Well, the whole point is to see how high you can jump. That's why it's a high jump.
I mean, I would break that thing in no time.
What's the? You want me to tell you, Fred? I'll tell you exactly what the high jump.
Tell me what it is.
I'm scared most of the triple jump because I feel like that's too many jumps. That can't be right. It's not called the high jump, is it? No, the high jump is just where you like jump. What's the thing where you?
That's the long jump.
Well, it says that it's 8 feet.
Oh, the high jump is the one where you go over backwards. But where you run.
Pole vault?
Is that
pole vault?
Pole vault. That's what it is.
Thank you guys for joining us on our We Don't Know Shit About Sports. So we don't. Okay, the current world record for the pole vault is 6.22 meters. Would you care to guess how much that is in American, Fred?
I think that is like a little over 13 feet.
It is a little over by 7. It's 20 feet, 4 3/4 inches.
20 feet?
20 feet, 4 3/4 inches.
Damn, that's almost 2 stories.
And my biggest fear of that is, see that maybe that's how Peter Pan gets in the window for the kids. He pole vaults his ass up there. Now, my biggest fear for that would be that you like do it, and I'm sure it's happened before, and then the pole goes to the other side of the stick or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
The fucking whatever it is, and then it like catches you in the crotch on the way down. Is that not a fear of your like that seems like the most realistic scenario? That's why you see them.
Go on your poles.
Yeah, well, that's why you see them when they jump and when they're going over. They're like they gently push the stick the other way,
right? Like
very gently, and they're just like, oh, no, not my balls, not today.
I see one where the guy he did it, and like he went over, but his dong.
Yeah,
the bar and and the bar came off. Like,
damn, it's the power of a dong.
That's awful, man.
Is it? I mean, if you would think of anything, he'd be like the most popular guy.
The dong ruins your career.
Just my gigantic balls getting in the way.
Served me so well for so long. And
Why
this
did
day comes.
Why did I let him rub my feet before I did this? A boner. Anyway, so welcome back to Pole Vault. What?
Pole Vault Boner. Yeah, Pole Vault Boner.
Classic. Happens all the time. Allan is like, I love how Allan is like, yeah, I know we're doing the show. But
crazy
I really got to see what happened in the Olympics 26 years ago.
Yeah, well, I'm doing research.
Research for what? For another show?
No, for us, because we're talking about. Like,
he's doing.
We're not talking about pole vaults, though. We're not talking about that at all.
Yeah, we are. We're talking about this.
No, we're. Oh. What?
What's he?
I'll show you in a second. Here it is. People.
You know what? I can't believe they're still together after all that shit.
Who?
My ass cheeks.
There it is. See, that just happened to that guy.
There it is.
Look, okay, watch. If you're watching, look here. The guy's running and jumping like a little fairy. Upsy daisy. And then look, here comes my biggest fear was realized. Final destination. Oh, and he didn't even clear the bar. Look, it went right up his pants.
It did. Oh my God. No, it went up his shirt.
I bet that hurt.
It went up his shirt, man.
Yeah. See, don't watch pole vaulting fails. We can't just sit here and watch pole vaulting for 3 hours.
Pole vaulting fail reaction videos.
Right, this is our life now. The Black Lincoln Collective pole vaulting fail reaction videos. Podcast.
All of them are the same. Oh,
yeah. There's only so many. I feel like there's only so many different ways you can fail a pole vault, though. Like, I mean, really, at the end of the day, you're like, oh, well, there were 2 videos. Okay, great. Both of them didn't make it over and got hit with a thing.
There was 1,000 videos of like 2 different fails.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And they're like, reversed. I'll never know. So, Fred, what we're here to do.
Yes, Fish.
Yes, that's right. You can call me Fish McWilliams. Sergeant Fish McWilliams. No, that's stolen valor, Fred.
From Space
Big
Force.
Fish McWilliams.
Fish McWilliams is awesome. If we can get anybody on this show, Fred, if we could get an NIS to get some. Okay, listen, guys, listen at home. Listen up. Support our Patreon. Patreon.com/BLC World. Any money that comes in this week on the Patreon, which will be none, I'm sure. But any money that happens to come in,
it's going to go to catch.
It's going to go straight. Yeah, it's going to go straight to NIL. We're going to try and do an NIL deal with Fish McWilliams. If your name was Fish, wouldn't you want imagine the sponsorship opportunities? And then would you feel weird if Long John Silver sponsored?
Like the new spokesman for Gordon's Fisherman.
Right. He's like, hey, it's me,
Bass Pro Shops.
Imagine he's like missing a finger and he's like, a little bit of fish in every bite. Like, I don't have a finger of fish sticks.
Ha ha. Poop.
Get it? Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So yeah, Fish McWilliams here live reporting. So Fred, we are going to play a little game, Fred.
Ooh, I like games. Man.
I know you do. And
I'm a gamer.
No, this isn't that kind. It's not a fun game.
Oh, okay.
I can tell you that. Fred is very close to the camera. He is. So he is really into this game.
He is.
Let's go.
Let's see what's going on.
And Alan's like walking away at the same time. So we're going to play. Whoa. Ooh. Hey, Danny. Fred.
I'm going to win.
He's like, or I'll eat your soul.
Damn it, Riggs. What's the answer?
Too old for this shit.
Too old for this shit.
No, it's not it, but still counts. So we're going to play What's It Worth? Corporate Edition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you some corporations. These are some of the richest corporations of all time. So I'm going to let you guys guess how much money they're worth. We'll keep it. There's 15 of them. We're not doing 15 of them.
Right.
But we will do some of them. And we'll do something you know, something you probably don't know. I doubt you know any of them, honestly. So we'll start with number 14 on the list, Fred. Number 14.
14th richest company?
14th most valuable company, yes.
Okay.
It is the Alibaba Group holding. Yeah, so Alibaba.com, the thing that you order on the internet, and then 7 years later it shows up in a paper bag.
Right.
Would you care to guess how much Alibaba is worth? I will tell you this. Billion. It's in billions.
45 billion.
What do you think, Allan?
145 billion.
Wow, you guys are not good at this. They're worth $858.5 billion.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. They have a market capitalization, which I don't know what that means, of around $220 billion.
Richest company.
They're the 14th richest of all time, which is, now. So let's see. How about this? Well, you're not going to know that one.
You'll be so fucking rich.
Well, if you were a corporation, then you would be a people. So how about the IBM, International Business Machines Corporation?
I was about to say House of Pancakes.
They're worth a lot.
Yeah.
Well, how about
$45?
Like $3.50. So how much do you think the International Business Machines Corporation is, according to the NYSE of the New York Stock Exchange, IBM? I'll tell you this. Let me give you a number when they, I guess at the top of their reign, right? This is what this is at their most. They reached their highest point apparently in 1967.
Really?
So I'll let you either give me $1967 or $2023. Either one I will accept.
I'm gonna say
in 1967. They were worth X.
$900 billion. In
1967?
No, in 2000.
Today? Okay. Today, Fred says $900 billion. You can also give $1967 for Allan if you'd like.
Oh, I wouldn't know the equivalent of
$1967. It would be
$5.
23 cents.
$350 million.
Allan's pretty close. You guys are actually both pretty close on that one.
Really?
Okay. So in 1967, it was worth $258 billion, which equates to $1 trillion in today's money, essentially. Maybe a little bit
$1 trillion.
That's a lot of money, man.
That is, man. A lot of computers.
Right. A lot of international business machines.
Well, when you think about it, IBM at one time was that.
Oh, yeah. They were the shit.
IBM was the shit. Yeah.
They were the shit. All right. What about your old friends at Facebook, Fred? I'm gonna let you guys round. This has this number. We're getting to the point. This is the number 11 right now. Okay,
right.
So we're kind of getting to the point where everybody is like, "Oh, we're all around the same number," but they go into literally 4 spaces or 4.
So Facebook ain't the company no more, though.
It's now Meta.
It's Meta.
Yes.
Meta platforms.
Yes.
Meta. As Facebook is just a subsidiary of.
Correct. Yes.
Right.
Correct.
Oh, Zuck, he up there. He a trillion.
He is.
How much is his company worth?
He's not a trillionaire.
I say about 2.7 trillion.
No, that's too high. I say 1.25 trillion.
It's actually $1.078 trillion. So that's $1.078 billion.
God,
that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of fucking money.
All right, what about your old buddy Elon Musk at Tesla? What do you think he's worth, or his company is worth? They're number 10 on this list of all time.
Tesla.
So keep in mind, this is of all time. So we're going to be getting to some that are like not of this age.
Time. Right? Yeah, like the Roman Empire.
Right. Like USAslavery.com. 1588.
Tesla would be what, 1.5 trillion?
Close. What do you think, Fred?
I was going to say around about the same.
At their peak, they were worth $1.239 trillion. That's a lot of O's, baby. A lot of zeros. So, all right. So what about the guy who's at your house every other day, Fred? Amazon, number 9. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's not. I don't know.
BZ, yeah.
Oh, Bezos. I want to make sure we say Bezos and not Beelzebus or whatever.
No, don't bring it. He's not stuck in an elevator.
Yeah, he's probably is. Finally. Yeah, well, if he had anything to do with that movie, he spent a lot of time in that elevator. That movie was gross. There were some parts of that movie where I was like, that's gross.
That's gross.
But I was into it, but also like,
gross out of the same
Amazon.
time.
Ooh.
Okay, Amazon. What do you think? Number 9.
One and a half, maybe.
1.4.
1 1/3.
$1.888 trillion. That is, again, okay. So we'll skip a couple here, but number 8 is Alphabet, which is Google. Mm-hmm. So would you care to guess what Google is their peak market capitalization was?
Peak market cap. 2.1.
Very close.
2.1.
Yeah, I'd say about 2.4, maybe
2.001 trillion dollars. Which is interesting. They had to put that 001. They couldn't just say $2 trillion.
No.
Somebody had to say something.
Every little bit counts.
What about your old friends at Microsoft? They are number 6. Then we get into the big money after this one.
Big money. Here, we're in the big money.
Yes, as if $2.43 trillion wasn't big money yet.
No.
These are the, imagine that.
I'd say 2.4 for Microsoft.
2.4. What do you think, Fred?
2.5.
$2.576 billion.
2.5.
Right, here we go. Top 5. All right, I'm going to give you the top 5 in a specific order.
I'd say Apple's in there.
Sears.
Apple is number 5. That's very good. And they are worth a shit ton. They're worth $2.78 billion.
Jesus.
Now, how about this? Okay, here's an old one. All right. So I want you to, this is a little harder. Okay. Mm-hmm. So this is number 4, Standard Oil. I'll read you a little bit about them so you get an idea of what we're talking about here. Standard Oil dominated the oil and gas industry in the U.S. in the late 1800s and early 1900s, thanks to M&A and economies of scale. Due to its dominance, Standard Oil also made John Rockefeller the world's first billionaire. Mm-hmm. Founded in 1863, the company became so big that eventually the government split it up with the Sherman Antitrust Act. Given its dominance in the market, how much would Standard Oil have been at today's prices?
At today's prices,
and we know it's more than 2 points.
Yeah, I'd say about $6 trillion.
I say 4.
It says 3 plus because I guess I can really tell. So over $3 billion or $1 trillion. Trillion. Crazy. All right. What about? These are so random. There's no fucking way. What did I think you guys could guess any of these? What about the South Sea Company? The South Sea Company was a British joint stock company founded in 1711 by an act of Parliament. The company was designed to consolidate and control Britain's national debt and also help Britain increase its trade in the Americas. In 1713, South Sea Company was granted a trading monopoly in the Americas. All right, so what do you think? The South Sea Company, they just all go up by 1?
Is it?
No, they don't. Maybe.
Oh, no.
This is their number 3. $4 trillion today.
$4 trillion.
Yes.
And they were just shipping? Like
it was just, they were the number 1 business. Import, export. Yep, you got it. I told you, Fred.
That's it.
So now how about this one? You'll never get this one, Fred, because actually, guess what? Okay, this is actually it, and so this is terribly racist. I feel like we should give it credit. No. So this is the Mississippi Company, number 2.
Mississippi Company.
The Mississippi Company was a company that developed the U.S. French territories around the Mississippi River Valley. It also had a monopoly on the African slave trade and the French tobacco trade in the valley. Mississippi Company also experienced a speculative bubble that accounted for much of its peak value before it eventually burst. $6 trillion. So imagine that, 6 times the size of Tesla.
Wow.
Back then. And then, drum roll please, Allan, which I know you don't have.
No, I got
Good enough. Number 1 is the Dutch East India Company.
Yeah, the Dutch East India Company.
Founded in 1602, the Dutch East India Company was the world's first publicly traded company. ISIS.
Spices.
Oh, I was like, ISIS, holy shit.
Wow.
Having begun as a spice trader, the company eventually had the largest shipping fleet and also benefited from the tulip bubble, which apparently was a big thing. They made the Dutch East India Company number 1 on the 15 most valuable. Give me a number. Give me a you know the rest. We're like the last one was 6 trillion.
Say 7 trillion.
10.
They said anywhere between 7 and 8.6 trillion dollars in today's money. That's crazy, man.
That's king living.
All right, so now we're gonna give you a wild card, Fred.
Uh-oh.
Yep, this is a hard one.
What's the shittiest company?
Black Lincoln Collective Podcast Incorporated Corporation. Would you care to guess? We're number 17,848 on the list of worst companies.
Yeah, a negative.
Yeah, that's right. We're in overdraft.
We're worth $16.
Yeah.
So if you donate, here's the deal, guys. If you donate $20 to our Patreon, you can rename our company. You will then be the majority shareholder. Which would be awesome. I'd love somebody to be like, yeah.
51%.
That's all. We'll give you 52%. If you throw in 20, 52%, man.
Yep, we'll name the studio after you.
Yeah, we'll be like broadcasting live from the whatever
blah, blah, blah studio.
From the Steve Barrison, from the what did my kid say the other day? My daughter. So we were talking about last week making up names and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
My daughter the other day, I was like, "Hey, what's the name of this thing or whatever?" And she's like, "Oh, it's Umanucci."
Umanucci.
Like, what the fuck is Umanucci? And she's like, I don't know. I just made that name up. And I was like, she's like, you spell it with an H, but the H is silent. And I'm like, you're 6 years old. You're more creative than I would ever. Like, I was like, Umanucci is a really good made up name. That sounds like a real person's name.
Yeah, I would buy Umanucci.
So yeah, we'll be broadcasting live from the Umanucci Studios next week on the Black Lincoln Collective Podcast. Maybe Kevin Sorbo will donate $20 so that he can spit his weird rhetoric that he does now. Or Tucker Carlson could come on.
Speaking of weird rhetoric, have you seen the Matthew McConaughey rant?
All right.
thing?
I have not, man.
He charged.
Was it cool?
It's so weird. It was so weird. Like Steve Colbert did. You have to look it up. I mean, after this.
Well, he's not a good. No.
It's.
You summarize it for us for the show.
No, I mean,
Allan, can you pull it up?
It's something he was charging motherfuckers like $340 to be on this live stream with him where he just talked.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And like behind him was like it looked like a beach sunset type deal, and he was just going full McConaughey, man. Like, oh, it's got some great shit in it, man. I wish I could have remembered it. Man. But
I think the best scam for getting rich is just being rich.
It's just being rich, yeah.
That's what I've decided.
Once you're rich, it's so easy to stay rich.
That's the thing.
That's it.
And it boggles my mind that they're like, this guy.
If you don't like really fuck the money up.
Right. If you don't really actively fuck it up.
Right, yeah.
There's really no reason you couldn't be rich forever.
You couldn't. You could just stay rich, yeah.
Oh, just, guys, make us rich. Get on
it. Come on, guys.
Make us $1 richer.
I'm telling you.
And we can turn that $1 into $1.03. And then that's profit, baby. We put that 3 cents into index fund. Into crypto.
In the year 3042.
Dude, my crypto still sucks.
Oh, don't even talk about this.
Red Stock Exchange report.
Dude, I thought I was. Oh, I can't even talk about it, man.
Thought you were rich. Did you think you were like about to?
I thought I was doing something, man. I went and bought some Bed Bath and Beyond.
Oh, look at you shorting it.
No, I was not going long on it, man. I lost 99% of that investment. Like 99 fucking percent, bro. I mean, it wasn't much, but like still to lose 99%.
No, the good news is 99% of nothing is still nothing. So
it's crazy.
That's how much I lost. Did you think it was gonna?
Yeah, I was fucking the internet, man. Just listening to shit on the internet, man.
Don't trust the internet.
Don't trust us. Don't trust the internet.
Don't trust. That was some guy who worked at Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah,
this shit's hot. He's like,
it probably was, man. I bought in at this shit. I bought in at $11.
Yeah, no one can beat that. It's the towel sucking technology.
During football season, they make like a whole Peyton Manning out of towels.
Did you know that's one towel, by the way? If you ever see the towel stacks there,
yeah,
it's like a piece of foam, and they pin one towel, and like up and over and over, and then they put it up there. Yeah, it's not even towels. That's probably why it failed.
That's the beyond.
It was a scam.
Yeah, its stock price is at 7 cents.
It's at 7 cents?
And then you bought it at 11?
Cents, I bought it at 11.
$1, huh?
It's at 7 cents, dude.
It's bound to rebound, right?
See, I always invest in utilities, man. Utilities is the way.
Yeah, they ain't going nowhere.
I always invest in Charmin because you always got to wipe your ass.
Oh, yeah, you do.
But there's like I said before, there's a number of other banks that have started failing again. Sure. Like First Regional Bank
failed.
They just failed. JP Morgan had to pick up the tab.
But they're fine. Who cares? It's not real money.
It's not
for us.
I don't know. It's just it's insane. If you really think about it, it's insane.
It is. It's insane how much money there is and how I've not managed to get any of it.
Any of it.
That's what working in finance and stuff now. That you know, I work in real estate. And stuff
I feel like the guy in the fucking machine, the wind machine, with the money flying around and he can't catch any of it.
Nope, that's exactly it. But I'll tell you what, Fred.
Exactly how I feel.
If there's one place that you can catch a little money, or at least throw away a little less money, Fred, it's at the lovely people at Sam's Club.
Oh yeah.
And I wish they would sponsor our show. But they won't. There was somebody else I wish would sponsor. I started eating this like kind of protein bar because I'm trying to drop some pounds for the beach weather right around the whatever. I like the fact that I'm like, oh, bikini season's coming up. And I'm gonna wait until 2.5 weeks before it starts to really try to get my beach body on point.
Bikini season's coming up. Oh, yeah, guess I get to look at girls in bikinis.
Yeah, and I'm like, I want to be too fat while I stare at girls like ogle girls in bikinis.
Right.
Yep. So let's eat a salad, bitch. You fat fuck. So, like one salad, and now I'm skinny.
Yeah, I'm skinny now.
That's the thing about being fat is that's what you expect. Is like, I ate one salad. Why have I not lost 163 pounds?
Like, I don't know. I have this self-image of myself where I don't think I'm as fat as I am. Sure. And then, like, I was at that physical therapist today, and, like, he had me sitting on the table, and I just looked across, and there's that full fucking mirror right there, and I just saw this fat blob sitting on the table, and I was like, oh, shit.
You're like, I'm after the fat.
I was like, I'm fat as fuck.
See, I'm a realist, man. I lay in the beach, and I'm a beach whale. People throw water on me when they pass by.
I just want to do the thing where you like dig a hole for your tummy and then like lay down so you feel skinny. So it's all stomach in there. But anyway,
that's how pregnant women lay on their
yeah, exactly. Like the whole plastic
stomachs when they're in the beach.
I do feel like I would never get out though. That's the only problem. I'm like there's been some suction and now I'm more beach than man. All the sand is my navel. Yeah, it's just mud. I'm a mud baby now.
Sounds like Velcro when you finally do get rolled over.
My kids, come bail me out. Help me. Yeah. I remember one time my kids tried to bury me in the sand of the beach, and they're like, "Daddy, we're out of sand." I was like, "God damn, that's terrible." There's no more sand on this entire beach. And bring in a dump truck. Still didn't work. Still was only half covered. Anyway,
that's heavy.
So yeah, it is heavy. I went to Sam's, Fred, for the first time in about a decade, probably more. Not because I had it's because someone gifted us a membership, and I was like, "Hey, let's go see what this is all about. Let's go see what the world of wholesale is like." And Fred,
wholesale,
it blew me away, buddy. It blew me away. You know, well, it was great, except that it was not as great as I hoped it was. Like none of the samples were good. The samples all sucked. So I tried this like plant-based cheese, which. Yeah, and you know, as a former vegan guy, I was like, "Oh, maybe this will be good." It's was a Happy Cow or Happy? What's the fucking one with
Happy Cow?
No, not Happy Cow. What's the cheese? Baby Bell, maybe that has like a cow.
Yeah, Baby Bell. Yeah,
cow. I don't
it's wrapped in that wax.
Yeah. So they're like, "Oh, it's Baby Bell, plant-based cheese," and so I was like, "Oh, wow, I'll try it." And like, I took a bite of it. And I was like, no, you know, this isn't really good. Cheese. I was like, honey, would you like to try a bite of this? And she's like, no, absolutely not. And then the guy beside me was like, I don't know what the fuck this shit is, but it's nasty. Like yelled loud as hell. I was like, yeah, he's right. Like, I don't argue with him. But he like spit it out and like threw it angrily in the trash can. Which is always the clue of like, oh, he really did not enjoy that because he was mad at that cheese.
Well, they're all plant based. I mean, the cows eat.
Well, cows aren't plants,
but cows eat grass. So
Well, that's like saying that all cars are plant based because they're in like metals in the ground.
That's the way I see it.
Plants.
That's the way I see it.
Plant-based cars.
Yeah, but a cow has 8 stomachs, Alan.
Yeah, but they eat grass, right?
I don't know. I really don't know what cows eat.
They eat grass. They he's whatever in the field out there.
On the field.
How would they get plant-based cheese?
It's probably just fucking some sort of plant. I don't know. We found the African cheese plant. No one knew about it.
It grows cheese.
Grows these little fucking baby oil cheeses and wax. Like you think that's
wax? Wax already on them.
Yeah. That's the plant. That's the cheese skin, kids. Enjoy. You will not. Warning. Fair warning. You will not. They did not. So those little things are like little circles, right?
Yeah.
And they cut it into quarter circles for you. So you got a quarter of a circle. And I was like, this is way too much. Like, you really should have made it like 16ths. Like, it would have been so much better. Cut that shit into 4 and throw it at your mouth as you walk by. Because that's the only way they're getting rid of it. I did get
sweep it behind the shit.
Yeah, they're like, wait a minute. Monday's going to be really.
I gave out all my samples. I'm done. Right?
I'm done. We also have some other plant-based materials for you. Like, no, I quit.
What if they did that? You can't go home and get rid of all the samples. But everybody knows that cheese is shit.
Eat it all.
Oh no, he's eating it.
I have a movie to catch. I'm gonna die from this. I know it. Pinocchio's not Pinocchio. Peter Pan's gonna take me to Neverland. But Fred. So the thing I noticed most about Sam's, other than just the massive amount of things that they had, which is crazy, how much shit they had, was we were walking out, and I'm so glad that we saw this. We were walking out, and not we were walking in, because I absolutely would have bought it. Fred, let's play one more number guessing game. Yeah. And then that'll probably be, about the end. But how much, Fred, would you guess, and you're not going to probably get this right, a kayak cost?
A kayak?
Because they were remarkably reasonable. Yeah. I never knew I needed a kayak until I saw the price point. I was like, what a fucking deal.
500?
No.
$78.
Shut up,
Alan
man.
is closer than you are. $149 for a brand new kayak.
Like a
kayak.
Human-sized kayak?
Like a people-sized
Not one for your little dog?
No, a real kayak. Again, I don't know if it floated. Floating, didn't say anything if it actually floated or not. But yeah, we were walking out. Thank God we'd already paid. And I was like, they have kayaks. And my wife was like,
what are you going to do with it?
What are you going to do with it? Yeah, I was like,
I'm going to put it in the retention pond.
I was like, it's teeny season. I need a kayak.
Next to his house, too, so you can just put it.
Yeah, just
I can just see him in his car with the kayak on top of it.
I always wanted to be that guy with a kayak on top of the car.
Kayak will be bigger than your car.
This guy kayaks.
Like this guy. Like, I get one of those, like, what is it, Beach Life stickers on the back of my car?
Yeah.
Oh, man. People would love me. And then
that'd be scary.
You ever take that thing out, bro? And I'm like, $149. I'm never taking it out.
Never taking
this is just a
topper for my car.
This is a cosmetic kayak.
Yeah.
I felt like my Nissan Versa really needed it. It is ridiculous, but no, that's a great deal, isn't it?
Yeah, no,
I don't really know how much a kayak costs.
If I had interest in kayaking, I would probably get one.
If you wouldn't have bought all that Bed Bath and Beyond stock, you could have bought a kayak.
Yeah, I could have bought a kayak.
You could have gone and done what do you call it? Magnet fishing.
Yeah,
kayak's worth of stuff.
Kayak's worth of stuff.
That's my biggest fear. Is like if I was to magnet fish, bring up like a zombie, like a metal zombie. Like he would just like give you the watch and just be like, "Oh my god, cool watch." I'm like, "No, it's got a fucking hand on it," and then my watch. Like, magnets, scary. Magnets, no fun. So I don't know if I can tell people this or not, but I'm going to tell them right before we leave the show because it's just a fucking awesome, interesting story. So my wife works in property management. I'm not going to name the name of the company. And today they found a dead body in one of the buildings. It was a vacant RV
apartment. Yeah,
not RV. I'm sorry, mobile home.
Yeah,
and somebody went in to like clean it up for the next people to come in, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's a dead body in here." And
Fuck that, man.
It was like totally vacant, so they don't know who it was. The lady or gentleman, I don't even know what it was. Didn't have an ID. Didn't have anything on them. There was 14 construction bags of vodka bottles that they pulled out, and a lot of needles. Damn. So chances are they probably OD'd. But
what a shame.
That's crazy. Like what a day, man.
That is one of my fears is finding dead body.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just like
my biggest fear is being found as a dead body. So like they're like, yeah, no, he's dead. Yeah, or we can't tell. He's at the beach and he dug a hole for his stomach and he hasn't moved in weeks. We just thought he really wanted his hand.
Just don't put me in the fetal position.
I don't want to be like, that is a fear, like for real. And that's part of getting old. It's like, I fear like if I die or whenever I die, hopefully 50 or 70 years from now, like I die in like a really weird position. Like there's people at Pompeii. You ever see the people at what Pompeii is, right?
Pompeii? Oh, Pompeii. Yeah.
Volcano erupted and ash killed them all. And there's like some people who are just like laid back, like their legs spread out.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, I don't want to go like that.
You see the one guy having a wank?
Yeah, exactly.
In Pompeii. Yeah.
That's my luck.
You got froze like.
Yeah. He was like, let me rub one before I die.
Like, here we go. Rub one out. Yeah. I'm going out. I'm going out
straight.
Stroke my way to heaven, boys.
I'm going out happy.
So yeah, let's not die and let's not be in Pompeii. Definitely. Yeah. But like I said, if we ever do die, Fred, we're just gonna let the kids take over, and then we'll never say it.
Like keep on DLC 2.0.
Yep, they'll probably rename it. They'll probably get people on Patreon to give them money.
Yeah. Oh
like,
yeah, they'll be successful at it.
Like, our parents are dead. You send us $2. Please. All right, guys, so we're gonna get out of here for the week. We hope you enjoyed this show. It was a fucking mess, as always. Yeah. We thank you so much for listening. We love you. Follow us on all the things. Give us money on Patreon. Do whatever it is that you want to do with your life. Buy a kayak. That's my recommendation. If I had one BLC, here's my BLC investment tip of the week. Buy a kayak at Sam's.
And don't buy Bed Bath & Beyond.
Don't buy Bed Bath & Beyond because they're fake fucking pillows. Or they're fake fucking towels. All right, everybody, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you next week with a 92nd episode of the Black Link Collective Podcast. Say goodnight, Fred.
Good night, Fred.
I'll see you later.
Don't say anything, Allan. Too late.
We are laughing. And we are very good friends. Good buddies, sharing a special moment.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Just hang loose, blood. She's gonna catch up on the rebound on the med side.
Get to the chopper!
Oh, what a day. What a fucking day.
Well, that's all, folks.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Goddamn hit. Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
As you know, I'm a man of special needs.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.